Toss a coin to your witcher, oh valley of plenty, oh valley of plenty. Toss a coin to your witcher. You ready?
Yep.
So hey man.
Oh! Wow, now you went on vacation.
Oh yeah.
You look all flea bitten.
Yeah, well, my legs, yeah. Stupid sand fleas. Stupid Puerto Rico tropic weather.
How was Burger King in Puerto Rico?
They had,
We were making fun of you. Watched that video last week. We were making fun of you.
What's funny is we went to go watch a movie.
Yeah, I know.
On Sunday,
Spies Like Us or
on
whatever?
Sunday, like everything closes, dude. Like
It's like Germany.
Yeah, the whole island just comes to a grinding halt. So we went and there's nothing to do, so we went and watched a movie. Their commercials before the movie are so much cooler than ours. They actually have like one of the Home Depot it was a Walmart commercial. The dog peed on everybody's Christmas presents.
Yeah.
They had the Burger King thing. They had specific island type burgers, like it was called the Chimichurri King.
Did you just put like a pineapple on it, or
no? It was some kind of spices. It was actually pretty. It was like something we could get around here.
Yeah.
Same taste palette.
Yeah.
It was interesting because all they had over for restaurants was normal franchise crap.
Well, it's
not like you go to a mom and pop's.
It's America, so
yeah.
It's
America Light.
It's America Light. It's Sub-America.
Because I was like, man, I want to get some indigenous type food, and everybody's like, oh, we have Denny's.
It's taxation without representation. That's what it is.
But a lot of the local places, even the franchise stuff, they'll bring in local type.
Well,
food.
I mean, it's an island. So.
Like when I went to Guam, you could go to McDonald's and for breakfast you could get Spam and eggs.
I would imagine.
Islanders love Spam.
Yeah, I was about to say it's like Hawaii.
Yeah, because we went to the Kmart on Guam and they had, and this is no lie, a whole aisle of nothing but Spam. There's like 30 or 40 different types. I didn't know there's that many different types of Spam.
I thought there was like 4.
No. We brought back some from Puerto Rico. It was Boricua ham.
Oh.
Which is basically just a local term for Puerto Rican. So it's probably the same thing with a different.
Yeah, it's probably like put a little spice in it. There you go, Puerto Rican. Oh.
Yeah. So anyway, I got cultured.
Yeah, you got cultured. Well, you went to America, so.
Well, there's that.
Yeah. Well, so we're back. We're actually going to be reviewing. Not really reviewing. We're just going to be talking about The Witcher. So, boop, 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 boop. Spoilers.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it.
If you don't want it to be spoiled, you came to the wrong video.
You came to the wrong video because it's literally in the title.
We're going to talk about Witcher.
We're going to talk. And it's been about a week since I've seen The Witcher.
I finished watching it on Puerto Rico at night because the time difference, I was kind of messed up a little. Yeah. Even though it was only like 2 or 3 hours difference.
Yeah, I was like, wait, I was like,
I watched it there in the hotel.
My personal opinion about it is it's a great visual storytelling, but man, the timeline will.
Did you play the games?
I did not. I didn't play the games. I didn't. I was like one of those things where everybody's like, "Oh man, you should watch The Witcher."
I had no reference for it.
Me neither. So. The funny thing is, I own Witcher 3 Wild Hunt on PS4.
Still in shrink wrap.
I just never play. It's just I don't have the time. But now I'm thinking I'm gonna go play it. Now, I mean, here's the thing. Henry Cavill.
He's so dreamy.
God, he's got so many angles on his face.
It's not just his face.
It's like
here and cut here and there, and
the man goes hard. Man,
he works out to the specific role. Like this one, he did a different workout than he did for Superman because he had to have different muscles swinging the sword.
Yep, yeah, and so he got a little bit more beefcakey.
Oh God,
he's so dreamy.
He's a mutant.
But so it's a really interesting show. I really the first 4 episodes is going to really kind of set a foundation, and the rest is going to really mess with your timeline.
Well, I watched the first one when it first came out, and I couldn't get into the first one. it was just kind of like, I don't understand.
But that the first 30 seconds where that big monster comes out of the
That was
pond,
cool.
Yeah.
But then it was a lot of talking, a lot of him going,
That's the entire.
That's half his dialogue.
Well, so because like
or the F word.
I watch a lot of things with closed captioning on it because sometimes I don't I can't like understand what they're saying, and what I notice is him going and the horses go neigh. That's what on the closed caption says, horses neighs. I'm sitting there like, oh well, glad I knew that.
Yeah.
But no, it was and Witcher's getting so much kind of not press, but so much love on the internet right now.
Bunch of downloads. People are watching the crap out of some Witcher.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of binged it in 2 nights. Yeah,
That's about what I did.
yeah. So I kind of did.
Not counting the first episode that I watched when it first came out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going back and I'm kind of revisiting a couple of them. Like I said, it reminded me of Game of Thrones, esque. Okay, this is more. You know what it actually reminds me of? Hansel and Gretel, that movie with
yeah.
God, Hawkeye. What's his name?
Jeremy Renner.
Jeremy Renner. That's kind of what it reminds me of because they're kind of
It's kind of a dark telling of. Well, the Witcher it's an actual. They have a guild.
yeah, Witcher's Guild. And
They're basically made. They're not born that way. They're kind of made into Witchers, which are basically monster killers.
Yeah, it reminds me of like Jason Bourne stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you ever seen Jason Bourne,
It's medieval Jason Bourne.
Medieval Jason. I'm telling you, medieval Jason Bourne. They pretty much wipe him out and then they give him all these abilities, and I love to see. Like this is because they're not retelling it from the video game. They're retelling it kind of from the books.
Yeah.
And which is kind of a shame if you ever heard of the story about the author that signs his rights away for the books for like $10,000.
Oh.
But he later sued.
I was going to say later he committed suicide.
Yeah. No, he later sued, so they gave
Outside
him
the opening of the movie.
I think they gave him some extra money. But yeah, can you believe that?
Threw him some pittance.
Yeah, it's like
He gone.
But yeah, so I mean, all right. So The Witcher. So this is actually almost like, what do you say, 4 or 3 timelines? So yeah,
It's weird because the timeline jumps around. That threw me off.
That threw me off so much because I'm sitting here like, okay, wait
There's
a
like
minute.
a 20 and 30 year gaps in some of these
Well,
things.
like the thing that really threw me off is the Hunchback, the
Yennefer?
Yennefer, the Hunchback. So technically, the Hunchback's story is first. So
Yes,
so the
the
Hunchback story is
farmer
the
girl.
pig farmer girl, and then it was Cece's, and then it's the Witchers.
Yeah.
And they all kind of coalesce.
Yeah, but instead of telling it linear, they went all.
Which is I kind of
Over the
understand.
place.
Yeah, I kind of understand why they did that. It's the only reason.
They went Pulp Fiction on it.
Yeah, but in Pulp Fiction, you kind of knew that was going in.
Yeah.
And Witcher, you didn't.
There's
you
no little title saying 20 years later.
Yeah, 30 years later, nothing like that. They just kind of threw it in there, and it was kind of a surprise. So I think what they also said is in season 2 they're not going to do that because then they're going to because. Like at the end of Witcher, like I said, you're watching this. You should already seen. You're kind of watching us review it. At the end of The Witcher, Cece and The Witcher finally
They were destined.
They were destined together, because he is her. Oh,
she
God,
was
what is
promised.
It's her promise or
right
surprise?
of
Surprise,
or
yeah.
something. Law of surprise.
Law of surprise, yeah. So like the Hunchback was the first story. That's Yennefer, and Yennefer pretty much. So I guess, man,
You
it's
find out
just,
she's
it's so
pretty steeped in
it's
magic.
so confusing. Okay, so and like I said, I watched it once, so I'm trying to recap this from a week ago. Yennefer's story starts off with her father, which is not really her father, selling her to a witch's.
Well, she was getting beat first by the two townspeople.
Yeah, because
and
I mean
she
that's
just
yeah,
automatically teleported.
She teleports somewhere, so
Didn't
that means
know how she did it.
So that means that all of a sudden the witches or the mages,
She's a magical
guild.
conduit, yeah.
So now all of a sudden
A
now
little
they're
blip on the radar that I go,
Oh. And so pretty much then
the headmaster witch.
headmaster witch. I
comes
haven't
and
forget
buys
her
her.
name.
I can't remember her name.
So a hog is worth what, eight.
He sold her for less than a hog.
And then got sold for 4.
But she was pretty. I mean, you find out later she's half elf
Yeah,
and
but
half
the
human,
funny
which
thing is,
she's all deformed.
I got a little confused because they said my father's elf, my mother's human, right? So she's half elf, but the lady, the mistress says she's quarter elf. So I don't know if you caught that, but I caught that. I'm sitting there like, I wonder if that's they either did that incorrectly but comment down below if you caught that also.
Maybe it's in the books or something.
It might be. Maybe she was just trying to lie. I don't know. But so pretty much, yeah. But it's all over the place. The Yennefer story is a very interesting story. You're talking about this hunchback with the messed up face and everything getting sold to
very Quasimodo-like.
Very Quasimodo-like, and she's trying to get taught witchy stuff, right?
Because magic is just controlling the chaos.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, so what they do is they raise these young women to be,
either sorcerers or witches.
Or witches to like kings and...
but if they're not good enough, they just get turned into basically a magic battery.
Slug. Have you never seen an eel before? I was like, she was a pig farmer.
Push her in the water. Yeah, I was going to say.
How would she know what an eel is? She knows what slugs are.
Yeah, come on, lady.
Yeah. So, I mean, I thought that was funny that it was the battery river because I was sitting there like, oh, you kind of
didn't tell them this, like,
yeah. And shove your ass in that river.
You don't want to fail her class.
Nuh-uh, yeah.
You get turned into an electric eel.
It's like a Hogwarts, but for hot chicks. You know, it's.
Well, she wasn't hot at the time.
Yeah, no, but they all eventually turned into something.
Well, that's part of the, I guess, process. If you get picked, they give you your beauty.
Yeah, because they take out that iron uterus.
Any magic there's a price to pay.
Yeah, and it's all balance.
Yeah, for hers it was the right to
bear
ability to bear children.
Yeah,
basically, he just ripped her uterus out and used it as the potion.
Yeah, I was sitting there I was like, what is that? I was like, oh, shnikes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Again, a lot of nudity. I don't have a problem with nudity, but some people have.
Lots of boobies.
Lots of boobies. It's just one of those things where, yeah. But man, it's. So Yennefer's story is kind of a sad one, but man, she kind of says
she turns the tables on them.
Yeah, she becomes a very powerful witch.
When they don't turn her into an eel, she gets her magic powers. They were because they have a guild too, the Mages Guild.
Yeah,
they pair up different witches or mages with kings to kind of steer them the way
to the right direction or their direction.
I'm not necessarily the right one.
Yeah.
And they had her paired up with some dude. She didn't like him. She's like, nah, I'm going with him.
Yeah, I'm going with the guy who can make a difference.
Yeah, and they're like, okay, well then Frangela, you go with this dude.
But the thing and that's when it started getting a little confusing for me.
That's when the timeline started.
That's when the timeline started shifting because I was sitting there like, okay, wait a minute, because they were talking about the city that was already being raided and that they haven't raided it before, and that's when I was sitting there like, okay, I think these are a little different timelines.
What threw me off is when the queen died, but then like 2 episodes later,
she came back. Like, I was sitting here like,
is this her evil sister?
This was when I saw that, I was sitting here like, so that's pretty much. We'll go into Cece's story now. Cece is the young blonde girl.
Mm-hmm.
So her parents are So this is when that's the time that you saw the lady the queen come in from battle.
Yeah, and the queen actually went to the battlefield herself and just.
It's like
she doesn't like elves.
Yeah, she doesn't like elves. So that's when, and I was sitting like, wait a minute, like I'm confused, and I really wish they would have maybe not either said that. If it would have been a lot better if they said 300 years before or 20 years before.
I'd like to see somebody cut it and edit it
in timeline, yeah. And I kind of understand where they were coming from because you're trying to get a lot of backstory, and you're talking about this is a story that's going to span 50, 60 years.
Yeah.
So you're going to the Cece story now. You're talking about Cece's mother.
Was the princess,
and the they call him Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, they were trying to marry her off.
So
everybody's coming to the queen's ball, basically vying for her hand. Dude breaks in through the guards and everything, gets in there, but he won't take his helmet off. He keeps he uses the old Mandalorian excuse. Can't take it off. I'm a knight. I can't take it off.
This is the way.
They knock it off anyway, and it's Sonic.
Yeah, it's pretty much a hedgehog.
Yeah, he got a curse.
It's like half Sonic, half a Who.
Yeah, that was a curse that was put on him.
Yeah.
But she loves him anyway.
Yeah, and yeah. So and then all of a sudden, Geralt of Rivia is there. He was actually
Protecting the bard.
protecting the bard.
The bard sleeps around.
Is a jigaloo, you know. And so he was kind of there, and he's all like, you have to understand the Witcher will pretty much take any money to kill monsters. He says there's usually money, there's usually monsters. Seldom there are both. So he's got to get paid. So he kind of did a favor for his non-friend the bard, to go to this castle to kind of keep him up, and this is where this is happening.
Keep him from getting jumped.
Yeah, this keep him from getting jumped. You have to understand this is a timeline before his Witcher story timeline comes through, and we're trying to go in like timeline order. So, in the law of surprise,
which is basically you save somebody's life and they promise you something unknown.
Unknown.
It's usually a kid.
It's usually a kid, and he calls in. Then the hedgehog guy calls in his law of surprise because he protected the father before he died. So they gave him law of surprise. So pretty much, he was pretty much guaranteed destined for her. And
you don't want to screw with destiny in this world.
No,
it wreaks havoc.
And Cece's mother was a powerful witch too.
She had some powers.
And she pretty much.
Well, the queen was just going to stab him anyway.
Yeah, the queen was like. Queen was like, kill him.
Yeah.
And she kept on trying to kill him.
Yeah, she tried to stab him. That's when the daughter. Yeah. Used her powers and blew everybody to the edges of the.
And of course, Geralt of Rivia was protected. You know, was kind of because
he has some magic too, being a witcher.
Yeah, and but he was protecting the hedgehog guy because the hedgehog guy, and then there was another guy protecting him. It says, look, the law of surprise is the law, and you have to respect the law and stuff like that. And if you don't respect the law, then you can't really be queen because you're not upholding to the law because you're not above the law. So they're getting in a fight, and the hedgehog guy, you know, they're in a. She has some crazy abilities. They're kind of in the air and stuff like that. And I'm sitting there like, damn, that's pretty cool. But
all dark feet.
But I just don't understand why they try to like break them up though. That was one of the things I was like, wait a minute.
Maybe they couldn't breathe being smashed.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, so pretty much they go down, and he's all like, thank you so much, Gerald. And he's like, "What do you?
I owe you the law of surprise."
No. He's like, "Well, what do you want?" He's like, "Just give me the thing that you got, the law of surprise." And the mother's like, and the queen grandmother's like, "No," because all of a sudden, you know, she's like, she kind of throws up and she's like, "Are you pregnant?" And so it's like now, Geralt Rivia and Cece are now destined together.
Yeah, because when she threw up, he was like,
"Oh, yeah." He's like, shit, that's not good. And which is hilarious because there's actually cuss words in there, which are kind of funny. There's a lot of F-bombs and not a lot, but
from him mostly.
From him and the dwarves.
That's the other half of his vocabulary.
Yeah, exactly. So pretty much, So you're kind of going into the future. Geralt of Rivia is now destined to Cece.
Right.
So now you have the Witcher story, and the Witcher story is pretty much that's the first episode. He's fighting monsters. He's trying to get paid. So like I said, we're in a timeline right now that we're trying to make this an order timeline, but it is all out of whack.
All over the place.
It's all over the place, and at the end, it kind of all comes together. It's like that movie Crash.
Yeah.
So the different stories all come together at once. But yeah, it was. So the Witcher story is pretty much, him just trying to get paid.
Yeah.
They're always screwing him.
Yeah, well, he figured out what was going on. I guess he was outside the city. Yeah. And he saw the elves marching, or not the elves, whatever group that was.
Yeah, it was another.
Niflgaard, or whatever they are.
Yeah.
Marching on the city, and he's like, oh.
Yeah.
I got to go get Cece.
Yeah.
I was sworn to protect her, so. He doesn't quite get there.
Yeah, and Cece like kind of leaves. And she's kind of going on her quest to find him.
Right.
But they're trying to find each other because he says that I seen these people coming to take your your castle, and I'm here to collect on my lost prize. Well, what happens? They arrest his ass and put him in a cage.
Yeah.
And of course, he escapes, but he's pretty much only doing it to get her.
Right.
And they're. What was the guy who's kind of taking the guy with the bird on his hat and stuff like that?
I guess he's the main guy,
main antagonist,
yeah.
Because he's trying to kind of use her powers because they know that she is powerful. At least that's what his witch told him.
Frangela, the one who got pushed by Yennefer, saying, "Nope, you're taking that dude."
Yeah, and so. It's a lot of it's like politics in Game of Thrones and magical beings, and there's always some kind of, and you're trying to find this Witcher, and this Witcher's trying to just get paid to kill monsters, but
there's a lot of monster killing,
and there's a lot of monsters, and it's one of those things. I'm not trying to recap the entire thing. I'm just trying to say it's kind of all over the place. I wish they would have done it but the cool thing is I'm gonna watch it again, knowing the timeline.
Yeah,
so I think that'll help. I think this is one of the things you should. I really do wish that they would edit it in order.
Somebody probably is doing that.
Somebody's
online.
probably and they're probably like, here, this is where you start and stop.
Because I've seen the timeline that people put online.
Yeah.
Just written, but I'd love to see it.
Yeah.
In order.
But so Witcher story is pretty much. I think the best part of the Witcher story is the bard. He's like one of those annoying friends you can't get rid of.
Kind of embellishing the stories.
Yeah, he's like,
he'll sing the song about something they did, and he'll just look at it and say, "That's not how it happened."
Yeah, it's not how it happened. It's like, it's how it happened in my stories.
Toss a coin to your Witcher. Oh, Valley of Plenty.
I can tell you something. YouTube is nothing but covers of that, and there's a great one. There's a big rock one. Link in the description below. Make him do some editing. There's some great songs, and it's kind of funny because he's pretty much like he was kind of really young when they first met, and then a couple of years later they meet again.
Yeah.
And this is where he finds like a genie or something like that.
Oh yeah, the djinn.
The djinn, yeah, and then the djinn and
the djinns are evil.
Yeah, but you get 3 wishes.
Did he ever reveal what the 3rd wish was?
Nope, he never did. But he kind of let it go. It was pretty much to protect her. So that, or the djinn, or he freed the djinn. He did the whole Aladdin thing. The 3rd wish is he freed it because he says that
you saw it go to the sky.
Yeah, so wouldn't you be pissed off if you were captured or controlled all the time? So
it kind of reminded me of watching somebody play D&D, like a D&D.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody rolled a 20, like, yes!
Yeah, 20!
Yeah, somebody rolled a 1, it's like, oh, you are screwed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So,
especially the dudes who try to get the dragon.
Yeah, that's a whole other thing. So this is pretty much where they coalesce, Jennifer and... Because Jennifer and the Witcher have a thing, you know?
Oh, they like each other.
They like each other, and that elf prince is pissed off.
Yeah.
It's like finding this girl you have a big crush on, and then you see her.
And then she dates the high school quarterback.
Exactly. Like, no, what the hell? You know, it's yeah.
But I'm the president of the AV club.
Exactly. Yeah. Look at me and my video camera.
So yeah, since she can't have kids now, you always want what you can't have.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So she's trying to find.
I was like, you gave up that right when you wanted all that power.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but
wait, so
have no fury, right?
So there are dragons in this in this series.
Even golden dragons.
Yeah, they kind of
very rare gold dragon.
Apparently, they can transmorph into people.
The higher dragons can.
Yeah, so like I said, it is pretty much like a D&D campaign, but the thing is, the timelines would be all messed up.
Is there a Witcher character or class?
I would imagine.
I bet there will be soon.
He's probably like a
fighting mage,
mage or a paladin or something like that. I don't know, one of those two. But yeah, I mean, look, it was good. I think I need to watch it twice. So I know what's kind of going on to kind of more appreciate it, because half the time I was a little confused on it.
Yeah, I didn't understand it until I went back online later, and I was like, "What's going on with this timeline?" And
yeah, I literally I think on this episode 3, I literally Googled Witcher timeline, and then I just kind of read it. It does jump around a little bit. It's like, okay, now that I'm less confused, I can
yeah,
enjoy
you're talking
it.
like 20 years at a time is jumping around.
Yeah, and it's like. This is the first time I've actually seen a baby die, which is kind of weird. Yeah, and just get covered up.
Yeah, it wasn't gruesome, but
No, it wasn't. Yeah, it was because she was pretty much trying to protect that baby. Like
she
so,
was
we're
doing
kind of.
like a mad woman. Just
I like the video game Portal. Just all right, let's go. Yeah, so she's a Portal person, so that's kind of her thing.
that little pet that dude had.
Yeah, like the
A praying mantis
snake thingy.
snake
Lizard,
crab.
yeah.
Yeah, it was just evil.
Yeah, I was sitting here like, that's so cool. I want one.
Yeah, I feel like Hagrid.
Yeah, exactly. Just keep a bunch of stuff. But man, yeah, I think she's trying to Yennefer's trying to get her ability to
Have kids.
and the only way you could do that I think is a dragon heart. So I don't know where you're putting that dragon heart, but those things are.
Probably gonna, like they did with her uterus, crush it up and make a potion to drink
Oh, I
with
thought
it.
she was just gonna like shove it up in there and then just
Maybe
magic baby.
It turns into a uterus for.
That's
her.
why she kept that knight around.
That's I think a lot of women like Witcher too, that I've been seeing, because I think almost every woman in the show is pretty freaking powerful in one way or another.
Well, I mean, that and there's more women main characters than there are guys.
Well, there are quite
Yeah, so and they're all kind
You
of.
got the elf killing queen.
Yep.
Cece,
And then you have that whole Amazonian women in the forest thing.
the dryads.
Yeah. So that's a whole nother. That's a CC run.
And a lot of the witches, are all female that are
Yep.
pretty powerful in there.
And the funny thing is, they even mentioned that whole thing as like, because she's a woman kind of thing at the Mages Guild kind of thing. So, yeah, it's pretty out there. Like it's one of those things you really should take. I mean, of course you're watching it, but you should really watch it again. Because I think that's the only way that you can actually appreciate it on the timelines.
Yeah, I think it'll take multiple watchings.
Yeah, I mean, because you're not
Somebody to edit it for me.
Yeah. But the thing is, it's not just that. It's a good story, and I like that. I like that at the end a little bit. Excuse me. You kind of get the backstory of Witcher a little bit.
Yeah.
That his mother was a witch.
Yeah, and she turned him over.
And she turned him over to the Witchers Guild or something like that.
And only, what do you say? Only 3 out of his
10. Yeah.
However many
out of 3 out of 10 make it through the trials.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's it's not good odds.
No, it's not good odds. But hey, if you're the 3 out of 10, you can have no emotions and be pissed off at the rest of your life.
You're stuck to a life of going around and risking your life to kill evil monsters.
And he always says, "I'm ready for death."
Yeah. Well, not all the monsters were evil, I guess.
Yeah. And well, like if the monsters are sentient, he won't kill them.
Well, like the knight when they were going after the dragon who killed that hungry.
Oh yeah,
Just helpless.
Yeah, he's all like, if you would have fed him, he would have left.
Yeah, I was like, somebody kill that guy, and they did.
They did, yeah.
Somebody kill that knight. He's
right when he's taking a poop too. That's a horrible way to go.
Well, not just that, he had the squirts.
Oh yeah.
From eating the stuff they told him not to eat.
Well, he ate the monster, and he's like, I wouldn't do that. Yeah. Oh, I will eat my butt. And he's like the Prince Charming, the lamest like one-liners that you can think of. For God and country, and it's. Yeah. It's just so great, and then they kill him. I was like, okay, yeah, I like that.
It's like you stabbed the puppy.
Yeah, he was literally starving. But yeah, it's one of those things where I believe second time around be a lot better. First time around, and don't get me wrong, I like the cinematography. It looked great. The time, it's not like a period piece, but it's a fantasy piece, and I like because I was really into Game of Thrones, as you can see. I wear my Game of Thrones hat all the time. But yeah, I mean, Witcher stuff, The White Wolf. It's a good story, and Henry Cavill's really good in it. I mean, and I like
that factor that you just like him.
Yeah, you'd like him. That and I think it's one of those things. He's a little too good looking. It's like I wish he was, because the Witcher guy, he's a little rough, around the edges.
Yeah, he's been beat up a little bit.
I mean, yeah, you can see a couple scars when he takes off his shirt because he's banging hookers.
Yeah, but they.
That's right, he does it, and he actually. It's in a video game too that you can actually play him banging a hooker. It's
like Witcher.
I swear, because I read that, I'm like, really? All right.
Yeah, and Henry Cavill, his face was all perfect. He had a little 5 o'clock shot. I was like,
yeah. I was like, oh,
boy.
I know, is that you being roughed up?
Yeah. Oh.
That's you on your worst day, huh? Ugh.
Oh, poor girl. All the women throwing themselves at you. Oh.
I wish you, if you can find, there's a GIF online where they're doing a reporter. The reporters are asking them a question, and Cece's looking at Henry Cavill, and then she like goes away because she's blushing because he's like so good looking.
She caught herself staring at him.
She caught herself staring at it. It's so great.
I think I've seen that.
Yeah,
one.
it's one of those things, and it's like, hey, she's 17 in real life.
Yeah.
And he's 36. So yeah.
So that's doable.
So that was 20 minutes, wasn't it?
I don't know what time it is.
Yeah, I think that was 20 minutes. No, I think that was probably longer. Because the last time we did it was a 27-minute video, and I only cut off the last 2 minutes. So yeah, I liked it a lot. What did you think about it?
After the first, if you can trudge through the first episode
Yeah.
and the lack of really good dialogue in the first one,
Yeah.
it gets better as it goes, and I think if I watch it again, I'm going to like it even more.
Yeah, it gets better with the more episodes you watch. I think the first episode they're really trying to nail down on kind of what is going on with Witcher, because this is just a random town and he's going to the random mage. So I think I give it. I'm gonna say 7 out of 10. It's a good start. I'll be a good watcher for season 2.
Yeah, I give it about the same, but I think if I watch it again, that might actually go up to an 8.
Yeah, like I said, it was
Understanding the timeline will be a big
understanding the
difference.
timeline would be a big difference, and that's I think something you need to really watch again, especially knowing the timeline. Because I mean, if you're just watching us review it and you haven't seen it yet,
Probably
then
makes no sense.
It
We're
makes
rambling
no
like crazy.
sense at all. We're all over the place. But if you're
Worse than their timeline.
yeah, exactly. But if you're listening to us, you know exactly kind of where we're going from, because it's like I said, it's all over the place. But yeah, that's I liked it. I like the cinematography. I like the CG effects were really good. The special effects were
The
really,
monsters look good.
The monsters look good.
Henry Cavill looked good.
Yeah, well,
I blush when I look at him.
yeah. And it's one of those things where it didn't look overproduced.
Right.
Like the big war with the mages or the witches at the end kind of thing was really cool.
Yeah.
They use their witchy powers, and these witches can be killed with a sword. So it's not like
they're still human.
They're still I don't know how much human they
Conduits of magic.
conduits with chaos. Release your chaos, and she damn near did. She damn near blew up the entire freaking forest doing that.
So yeah, season 2 already approved, 2021.
Yep. Yeah, it's so long away.
They're probably starting filming here soon if they haven't already.
I would imagine,
it takes
but
a
then
long
again,
time.
Henry Cavill is a A-list star, so I don't know how.
Well, he begged for this role. He lobbied for this role because he loves the game and he's read the books and he's been wanting to be
Witcher.
Geralt. Yeah.
So I think the biggest complaint I think I have about it was the contacts looked a little. It looked too fake and
Pitch black.
yeah,
like
not
Riddick.
yeah, not just that, like his regular like orange contacts is where it just didn't look. But then again, I know what he looks like. But and then the wig, it's just like the wig kind of bugged me because it's like, oh, you're in a bathtub and it's like completely dry. It's like that. I understand,
magic.
It's his magic hair.
It's a magic hair spell.
But you also see another Witcher too, and he's not white. He's not a white Witcher. He has brown hair. But the monster hunting sequences are cool. I like that they finally actually show potions, that he takes potions and now
for different things.
which is really cool because that's like video game 101.
It's straight out of D&D.
D&D 101. That's potions are everything.
Have a potion elixir of healing.
Exactly, and you don't like with other ones you don't really see that at all. So
No, they just do a couple little hand motions and
yeah, I was like
magic.
this, and he's all
Yeah, and it also shows when the witches use the power that something like they were basically they had like slaves that they would sap all their life energy to do their magic.
oh yeah, uh-huh.
And they just crumble down to dust.
Or I like the you have to levitate something, a flower dies.
Yep.
And then sometimes they says, well, flowers are just there to
Sunflowers
Just
the
die.
only way they can help you is to die.
die. Yeah. And then it was one of those things where like she's levitating that thing and her arm just goes like black. I was like, yeah.
And no more the teacher said her.
I was sitting there like, well, you couldn't.
Levitate. Yeah, I can levitate. Oh, What's wrong with my
You
hand?
couldn't hook a brother
yeah.
up? Damn.
Forgot to tell you.
Yeah, I forgot to tell you. Maybe, you know what? I'm going to try not to be Caesar's pet next time. I'm not going to try it really hard.
But then you end up as an eel.
Yeah. Oh, what is this? Okay. Yeah, so I think that's it from us. You really need to really go watch it. I'll watch it a second time, kind of to understand it. But what do you guys think? Comment down below. Does any of the things that we talked about make sense to you?
How far off base are we? Because we don't play the games and we haven't read the books.
Yeah, I know there are some differences, but what do you think? What are the differences? Please let us know. I actually have it, but I haven't read the books, and I think that's where they're going off the books.
And if you know some place where they've edited it linear, let us know.
Yeah,
So
link a YouTube video below. Yeah, that'll get taken down in a heartbeat. Link a Dropbox link below.
Something.
Yeah, something to do that. Well, while you're down there, go ahead and hit that like button, that subscribe button, and also hit that bell notification every time, so you will know any new videos that we release. We usually try to release one a week, special reviews, or Danny with his how to play games, or multiple different ones. But that's it for us. Thank you so much for watching and clicking on the video. My name is Patrick with Talk Nerdy to Me.
I am Troy, also Talk Nerdy to Me.
And we will see you nerds next week.
Later, nerds.
Yeah, toss a coin to your witcher. Do
I look like him?
Like Henry Cavill? You look like the monster he killed. All right.
Toss a coin to your witcher.
Toss a coin.
Oh, valley of plenty.
All right.
What do you think of my singing?
Get nerdy with me. Tell me what game that you get on. Is it card or read? What kind of class do you play, girl? In an RPG.